Brie mode.
Turns into botch mode. Seeds have been for Dean Ambrose heel turn. I'm Himanshu Sharma. This is Mortal Monster Wrestling, and let's start with the Raw review. So the show started with Shield coming out to a huge ovation, and Michael Cole is always, as usual, having an orgasm over it. And they cut a promo. Dean Ambrose cut a promo first. He says that they are all workhorses and may have loses of battles over here and there, but they will win the war, as like they have always won the war. And then Roman Reigns takes the mic and then says that the Shield are the top guys and they run the yard and they have all the titles. And then him and Seth show the respective titles, that is Universal title and Intercontinental title, to the crowd, while Dean is just watching there. And it was kind of first seen shown in kind of the narrative that was going through the whole night, that Dean Ambrose was going to turn heel, and it was very very good. And then the Dogs of War come out and they again try to stir the pot and sow some more seeds for Ambrose heel turn. That is, they say that Dean Ambrose has always been abandoned by the Shield and the all spotlight is always on Rollins and Reigns, and it has always been the narrative of the Shield to put over Roman Reigns and Seth Rollins, and Dean Ambrose has always lagged behind. And they said that look who has the titles right now. Roman Reigns has the title and Seth Rollins has the title, and Dean Ambrose is the one who doesn't have the title. And they say that Dean Ambrose can join the Dogs of War and can be their fourth member, and they can make Dean win the Intercontinental Championship from Seth Rollins, which was a pretty convincing promo. And Ambrose was looking like, yeah, I'm going to stab them in the back. And then it was Roman Reigns who says that shut up Dolph, we don't need, people didn't came here to see you talk, they came here to see the Shield whoop their asses. And then they all tried to fight, but Baron Corbin was there too, and Corbin says that they are not going to fight tonight. And Corbin makes some matches. Corbin makes the tag team title match for Drew McIntyre and Dolph Ziggler versus the Revival. And also Corbin says that he will face Seth Rollins, Roman Reigns and Dean Ambrose with some mystery partners tonight in the main event. So yeah, this was a pretty good opening segment. It's stirred the seeds of Dean Ambrose heel turn, and that was the narrative going on through whole night, and it was a very good opening segment. And yeah, it's made some matches too. So next up we got ourselves the first match of the night between Finn Balor and Jinder Mahal. So yeah, it was just basically a match to promote the mixed match challenge, because Bayley and Alicia Fox were at ringside. Also, Sunil Singh was in the corner of Jinder Mahal at the ringside. And yeah, Finn Balor beat Jinder Mahal because there was always the interference from Alicia Fox or Sunil Singh. So Bayley just tripped Jinder Mahal and Finn Balor got the win. Also between the match, Bayley and Alicia Fox brawled, and Bayley just beat up Fox, and she also gave Bayley to belly to Sunil Singh. And yeah, it was good stuff. I mean, it was okay stuff. Bayley got a huge pop though, which was good. So yeah, it was just basically trying to promote the mixed match challenge. And yeah, this match went for 9 minutes and 55 seconds. So yeah, next up we got ourselves, holy shit, Natalya, Nikki Bella and Brie Bella versus the Riot Squad. This went for 10 minutes and 30 seconds, and although there's not much to say about the match itself as a whole, but there was some pretty bad things happening in this match, because Liv Morgan was knocked out cold in this match, because yeah, Brie mode is now turned into watch mode. And yeah, this is going to be a long thing, because some people are defending Brie Bella because they think that is a ring rust and stuff happen. The argument for Brie's side is that AJ Styles also kind of broke Yoshitatsu's neck, and Samoa Joe broke Tyson Kidd's neck, and they are veterans. And yeah, accidents happen in the ring. But with Brie Bella's case is that she has already tried to injure herself 2 weeks ago by doing 2 suicide dives which could have killed her. Then she also hit a stiff looking knee to Zelina Vega. And also in this match, this was like the worst thing of all, because yeah, she hit twice with the stiff kicks to Liv Morgan's head. And yeah, it was very very bad. It was just very bad. And yeah, people should not go on Brie Bella that hard, because yeah, her confidence should be at all time low. And because these few weeks have been bad for her. But the argument against her is she's a celebrity, and if she is in the position she is and she gets the money for this, she must get criticism for what she does wrong. And yeah, it was bad. And Liv Morgan was knocked out cold by it and was outside of the ring, and medics were there checking on her, while Michael Cole was saying that she was backstage. And yeah, Liv Morgan also fought pretty well. She kicked out and stuff, and it was good for Liv Morgan, because I mean, it was not good for Liv Morgan because she got injured, but Liv Morgan showed us that she is truly a fighter and she fought through it. And also, there was one more botch in this match with Brie Bella only, because Sarah Logan hit a slingshot on that is a catapult on Brie Bella, and she was and Ruby Riott was supposed to hit her, but Brie Bella accidentally hit an elbow on Ruby Riott, and Ruby Riott was just like, fuck that bitch, fuck this bitch, and was like, shut the fuck up. And yeah, Riott Squad won this match. So yeah, the bad thing about it is because Nikki is also getting some bad stuff from people about this, and I think Nikki is the better one. Nikki is definitely the better one out of two. And yeah, it's just sad. I kind of feel sad for Brie Bella, but I don't want to feel sad for her because it's clearly her fault. And yeah, this was bad. This shouldn't have happened. So next up we got Stephanie McMahon and Triple H for pediatric cancer segment. And yeah, it was good stuff. I mean, yeah, Connor's cure is good stuff. Then we got ourselves a backstage segment between Dean Ambrose and Dolph Ziggler, and Dolph Ziggler was continuing to try to stir the pot for Ambrose's heel turn narrative, and was saying that Ambrose deserves better and Ambrose needs to get the Intercontinental Championship of Seth Rollins, and he deserves that and stuff. So next up we got ourselves a match between Chad Gable versus Connor of the Ascension. And yeah, it is the fourth time Gable and Ascension are facing each other continuous. And Gable and Bobby Roode are a new act. They should get some new stuff. But yeah, WWE doesn't want them to have some good stuff and doesn't want them to get serious and be taken serious by people. So yeah, it's just that stuff. Vince McMahon wants you to reach the brass ring, and doesn't want to reach the brass ring. He wants some specific people to reach the brass ring and not some other. So yeah, because Chad Gable is very very talented, he could do great stuff, but yeah, he's again stuck. And also, is Bobby Roode injured? Because he has not been competing much, because the other tag matches Gable did all the work, and Gable is facing Connor and Victor in singles competition in past 2 weeks. So yeah, Connor won in 2 minutes and 40 seconds, and yeah, it is what it is. The feud must continue. Bullshit. Next up we got ourselves some good stuff though. After some bad things, it is a tag title match yes, it's a tag title match between Drew McIntyre and Dolph Ziggler versus the Revival. A very good match. There were some beautiful looking spots in here, and the narrative was great of a heel versus heel dynamic. And this match went for a solid 12 minutes and 45 seconds. And yeah, Revival hit a beautiful looking Doomsday device on Dolph Ziggler, and also Drew McIntyre used his strength in this. Revival used their heel tactics and kind of ground and pound stuff, but they're doing pretty much very much dives in this match. And yeah, so, and it's not good for their motto, because their slogan is no flips just fists. So yeah, next up we got ourselves Kevin Owens show, and Lashley, and it turned out to be Lashley versus Elias, because yeah, Lashley and Leo Rush interrupted them. So yeah, this match went for 13 minutes and 10 seconds and ended in a DQ. when Kevin Owens attacked Bobby Lashley, and then Lio Rush tried to help but was basically running away from Kevin Owens and Elias, and then Bobby Lashley eventually fought out, and Kevin Owens and Elias retreated. So yeah, this was basically a setup for Kevin Owens and Elias versus John Cena and Bobby Lashley, which should be Lio Rush and Bobby Lashley versus Elias and Kevin Owens, but yeah, who cares? So yeah, next up we got ourselves a backstage segment between Rollins and Drew. So Rollins, as an architect, is playing mind games because he thinks that the other heels are playing mind games with them. So now it's his turn to play mind games, and he is now there to recruit Drew McIntyre, there, and saying that Dolph Ziggler is just using him and he needs to get out of that. And there are some bigger pictures for Drew McIntyre. And yeah, it was good stuff again because it's again stirring the pot for the whole narrative of the night. So yeah, next up we got ourselves Nia Jax versus Alicia Fox. 2 minutes and 55-second match. Nothing much to say about this. It was, yeah, but they pretty much managed to make it bad, make even 3 minutes match bad. So yeah, it was very very bad. So back then again we got a backstage segment between Drew McIntyre and Dean Ambrose. And after the Seth Rollins and Drew McIntyre segment, Drew McIntyre was smarter and he went after Ambrose and says that Seth Rollins came to me and did that stuff. And then he said Ambrose didn't Seth Rollins stabbed him in the back a few years ago. And it was a very good segment again, stirring the pot, sowing the seeds of Dean Ambrose heel turn. So yeah, finally we got ourselves the main event. Corbin's mystery partners were the Authors of Pain, which was very good because they are getting the main event spot, versus the Shield. This match went for 19 minutes and 10 seconds, and just like the old Shield matches, it was a pretty good match. And yeah, the basic narrative, and in this match there was also narrative of Dean Ambrose turning heel, but Shield won with all three guys hitting the finisher on Corbin. That is, Seth hit the curb storm and then took out the AOP. Dean Ambrose hitting the dirty deeds, and then Roman hitting the spear. As usual, Roman will get the pin. And then Drew McIntyre, Braun Strowman, and Dolph Ziggler were on the ramp and sitting on the chair, waiting for Dean Ambrose to turn on his brothers and waiting for Dean Ambrose to join them. But Dean Ambrose was in the middle of them and was looking at them, and then he just went to the ring and fist bump Shield. So that, and he thinks that this is not the right time. I'll fuck them up, but on my terms. I don't need you to fuck them up. I will fuck them up on my terms, and I'm a lone wolf. I'm going to take the titles away, and I'm going to be the king of Raw. It was good stuff. Great stuff from Ambrose. Great stuff of the night. And the whole narrative was pretty good. I hope they continue building this stuff, and the eventual Dean heel turn will be great because surprises heel turns are good, but the foreshadowed heel turns are far better. And yeah, this was great stuff and some very bad stuff in this show. I will give it a 5 out of 10 because the bad stuff was